to my channel. Alyssa here. I have a great video for you guys today. On my Instagram yesterday, I asked if my followers were interested in me posting a video on how I grew my Instagram and just giving some tips on how you can grow your Instagram, and a lot of people responded and said yes. So here I am with this video. When I first started my lock Instagram, I started it solely for documentation purposes, but as you go along your journey, it is nice to have people, start to follow you because they can support you, they can encourage you, you guys can kind of support each other, and it really has been a game changer for my journey, just having others. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I want to give you guys 8 tips, and then I have a bonus tip which is optional. My first tip may or may not be the most important tip, and that is be consistent. Be consistent with your Instagram posts. You cannot post a picture one week and then post another picture 3 weeks down the road. You want to post 2 to 3 times a week, more than that if possible. That way your pictures are coming up on people's feeds pretty often. They're getting used to seeing you, and you just want your followers to know that you do post on a consistent basis. So when they're choosing if they're going to follow you or not, they're going to see how often you're posting to figure out if you're worth following or not. If they see that you're posting pretty consistently, they're going to be more likely to give you a follow. So please be consistent. My second tip is post content that your audience wants to see. So you want to pay attention to the photos that are getting the most likes, comments, shares, what have you, because that's the stuff that you need to continue to post in order to gain your following. And an easier way to do that, if, like, for example, I converted my Instagram to a business account. If you decide to do that, you can actually just go to your insights and it'll tell you which of your posts got the most views and the most likes, instead of having to scroll through each one. That's what I did, and that's what I can still do now. And that's the best way to really keep track with which posts and which pictures are doing the best. And you want to continue to do things like that, to post things like that, especially in the beginning. Now, as you gain your following, you can start posting different types of things, but in the beginning, when you're focusing on your growth, you really want to focus on posting things that your audience wants to see and posting pictures that they like, things that they are engaging in. My third tip is make sure that your pictures are clear and bright. When I started my Instagram, my pictures were just all over the place. It didn't matter if I was like in a dark room. I didn't really take a whole lot of pictures outside, and I realized I wasn't getting a lot of likes. Like, I barely got engagement on those pictures in the beginning. I've actually gone through and deleted a lot of pictures since I started my lock Instagram, because the pictures just were not up to par. If you have an iPhone, portrait mode is your best friend, especially if you're taking pictures of your hair. It just looks great on your Instagram. It looks great when it comes up on people's feed. And also, this is going to be another tip, but if people are on the explore page, they're more likely to click on your picture from the explore page if it catches them, if it's bright, and it grabs their attention, rather than a picture that's dark. You can't really see what's going on in the picture. You want to have really nice pictures. And like I said, you don't need a nice camera. An iPhone does the job. If you go to my Instagram, all my pictures were taken with an iPhone. You just got to know your angles, to be honest. But no, it really gets better with practice. So I'm going to post a picture of what my Instagram was looking like in the beginning. Like, this is what my pictures were looking like. And then I realized that that was not doing anything for me. So I finally got the picture, like it clicked for me, and I started to post pictures like this, and I started to get more engagement, and I actually started to get comments. So I was so stoked, because I figured it out. Like, you're just not going to get as much engagement if your pictures are not, bright and they're not drawing people in. Tip number 4, engage with your audience. Now, I know you do not know your audience. You do not know these people that are following you, but trust me when I say you will get to know them and they will get to know you. you will feel like you guys have been friends your whole life. That is what has happened with me. You know, people started following me. I did not know these people, but because I engaged with them, I now have like a squad. I have like a sisterhood. I have people that like I know on a first name basis and vice versa. And that's the point you want to get to with your page. You don't want it to feel like you're just engaging with strangers. You want it to feel like you're engaging with friends, with family. So okay, so I forgot to throw this in, but when you first start your page, try to follow at least a good number of accounts so that you can start engaging with those followers. It can be like a couple hundred. Just start following people. I forgot to, this is not a tip, this is something I wanted to throw in. So then once you have that following, like you're following maybe 300, 400 people, when you're going down when you're scrolling through your feed, engage with them, like their pictures, comment on their pictures, you know, so that they're like, oh, who is this? And they're coming back to your page and they're going to do the same thing for you. Also, when you post pictures, engage with your audience through your pictures. So when you post a picture, ask your audience a question. Ask how their day is going. Ask how their lock journey is going. Ask how they're dealing with, you know, us being in quarantine. You know, don't just post a picture and have an emoji as your caption. That's fine, but do be sure to ask questions and just engage some type of way, like through your posts, and as well as when you go to their page, engage with them. And trust me, you will gain so many friends. You're gonna be mind blown, because that's how it was for me. Tip number 5, this goes for your Instagram, this goes for your lock journey, this goes for everything. It's like so many things. Be patient. Okay, your Instagram is not gonna grow overnight. You're not going to go to bed with 0 followers and wake up with 10K the next day. You really have to be patient with this process. As long as you are following the steps that you need to follow, your page will grow. Just be patient. Don't rush it. Just don't rush it. It's going to happen in time, as long as you're doing the things you need to do. So please, please, please be patient, and it's so worth it. Trust me. Number 6 is to use hashtags that are relevant. If you use hashtags on your pictures, it'll of course show up on the explore page. So for example, if you have a lock Instagram, just post hashtags that say things like lock journey, 2-strand twist locks, comb coil locks, just whatever. And you can see what people have as their hashtags, so that'll give you some idea. But I use a hashtag on every picture. It's totally optional, but it does get your photos out quicker rather than just having your followers be able to see your pictures. So just use hashtags that are relevant. You can kind of play around with what hashtags work the best for you. My tip number 7 is don't focus so much on the growth of your page. Don't focus on it, because when I focused so much on my growth, my page didn't grow. When I stopped focusing on it, when I just did what I needed to do, it just happened on its own. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't focus on it. Don't go to bed thinking, man, how am I going to grow my Instagram? Like, it's going to happen. Do not put so much focus into it. You don't want it to feel like you're trying super, super hard. You just want to be doing what you need to do. So don't focus on it. It'll happen. Just let it happen. Let it flow on its own. That's just the best way to gain it. Like, just don't put so much focus and energy into your followers. What you need to focus on is posting quality content, and then it will just happen for you. My tip number 8 is be yourself. Please don't go on Instagram trying to be something that you're not, or trying to be like somebody else. You want your followers to like you for you. So if you come on there and you're faking it, you know, to gain followers, you're not being yourself, they're going to follow you for that. But you want them to follow you for you. Like, you want them to know you as you. You want to be able to come on your page raw, unfiltered, like, this is what it is, this is what you're going to get. And then you'll know that your followers are following you because they like you, they like your personality. they don't need all that extra stuff. Like when I first started my Instagram, I thought all my pictures had to be filtered and perfect and my hair had to always be in place. No, do not do that. Just post pictures how you are. Just be who you are, and trust me, like, people will love that. They will love the authenticity. Make sure I'm saying that right. People will love authenticity, and they love raw. They love real. Like, even for me, I don't follow people. Like, I'll go on their page if it looks like it's too much going on, and I don't feel like, I want to feel like I'm following real people that do the same thing that I do every single day, that go to work, that come home, that have kids. Like, I don't want it to feel like I'm following a celebrity. I'd much rather follow somebody that I can relate to, that relates to me as well. So be yourself, and those that follow you, they will like it, and that's why they chose to follow you. Okay, so this is my optional tip. I do not really do this, so that's why I said it's optional. If you are comfortable making Instagram stories and going live on Instagram, that is a great way to gain your following. Especially if you're posting Insta stories like every day, your followers are seeing you more. You know, your name is popping up more, and they're looking at your stories. They're actually seeing you behind the scenes outside of the pictures that you post, and they're relating the person they follow to you. Like, they can connect the two and actually see who you are and really get to know your personality. Now, I'm not comfortable going live on Instagram. It's not something you have to do by any means, because I have never gone live on Instagram, and I've been able to grow my following. But if you are comfortable with that, then that's something you can do. Like, I know some people that I follow, they don't necessarily post pictures all the time, but they're constantly and consistently on Insta stories. So if you'd rather go the whole Insta stories route, like post more on there rather than posting pictures, then you can do that. But with whichever method that you choose, just be consistent. So those are the tips that I have for you all. I can say 100% these tips helped me to grow my following. Like I said, at first I had to it was more work to gain the following, but now it just happens. I don't have to, think about it or give it a second thought. So yeah, these tips work. They work for me. You just have to keep at it. You can't do it for 2 weeks and then stop. You have to keep it coming. Another thing I want to add, just make sure your page looks good. Like, when somebody, just think about it. If somebody is going to my page right now, would they follow me based off of what my page looks like? Like, you just want it to look a certain way. I don't know how to describe it, but like, when pictures don't really flow with how I want my page to be looking, I'll delete it. So I post a picture, and then I go to my page and I see if it flows with the rest. And if it doesn't, it's getting deleted. So you just have to think of think from the point of somebody else looking at your page and thinking, does it look pleasing to the eye? Is this something would I follow myself? Just think of things like that. It happens, and it happens quick. Like, I remember I had 2,000 followers around December, and I finally, figured out what I needed to do. And by March, I had 10,000. It's been a month, and I already have 2,000 more followers. So it works. It really works. And I love my followers so much. They're not even followers anymore. They're friends and family. I feel like I have known these people my whole life, like, seriously. But that's how you want it to be, and once you get to that point, it's wonderful. So that is all for this video. I hope you found these tips helpful. Feel free to comment down below and let me know how you plan to start trying to grow your Instagram, and what tips you think you're gonna be following the most. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.